Ever wondered why women seem attracted to a wide variety of men, from the muscular athletes to the boyish members of BTS? It's a question that has left many scratching their heads, especially when we try to understand it through the lens of our own male gaze. This leads us to a common misconception that all women are attracted to the same type of man, which couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, what women find attractive is as diverse as the women themselves, and it's influenced by something we often overlook: the female gaze. This is a term that describes how women perceive and are attracted to men, which can differ significantly from the male gaze. It's a complex and fascinating topic that can help us understand the wide-ranging preferences of women. So are you ready to challenge your preconceived notions? In this video, we'll explore this fascinating difference in perception. At its core, the female gaze is story-driven. Let's delve into what this means. It's not just about the physical, it's about the narrative of who you are, what you represent, and how you express yourself. Women are drawn to the stories men tell with their lives. Consider romance novels. Year after year, they top the best-selling book charts, with the majority of their audience being women. These novels tell a story, often of love, passion, and emotional connection. Women are drawn to these narratives, they're absorbed by them, they live them vicariously through the characters. Or think about fan fiction communities, which are predominantly women writing about fictional characters. Again, it's about the story. It's about creating narratives and exploring characters in depth, beyond what's presented in the original work. And it's not just in books and fan fiction. The same principle applies in real life. Artists and musicians have been adored by women throughout history. Why? Because they tell a story with their creativity, their art, their music. It's an expression of who they are. It's a narrative that women are drawn to. And here's the kicker. You also tell a story every time you walk out of the door. You just might not realize it. The way you dress, your choice of hairstyle, even the way you walk and carry yourself, it all tells a story. It's a narrative of who you are, and women are attuned to it. Your body language too is a form of storytelling. It communicates your confidence, your demeanor, your attitude. It's a silent narrative that's constantly being broadcasted, and women pick up on it. So remember, it's not just about physical appearance. It's about the story you tell with your life, your creativity, and your expression. It's about the narrative you weave through your actions and your presentation. These all tell a story, and women pick up on it. Of course, this isn't to say that looks don't matter. When it comes to the female gaze, physical attractiveness does play a part, but it's not as straightforward as you might think. Women, like men, are drawn to a variety of types, and what one woman might find attractive, another might not. Consider the world of celebrity, for instance. There are legions of fans swooning over a diverse range of male celebrities, from the ruggedly handsome Chris Hemsworth to the boyish charm of Timothée Chalamet. Each of these men is attractive in their own right, but they appeal to different tastes and preferences. Moreover, it's not just about having a chiseled jawline or a six-pack. Women are also attracted to less tangible qualities that come across in a man's physical presence. It could be the way he carries himself with confidence, the warmth in his smile, or even the twinkle in his eye that suggests a sense of humor. Let's take Idris Elba, for example. He's widely considered one of the most attractive men in the world, but is it just because of his good looks? Or is it also because of the way he exudes charisma and confidence, the way he seems comfortable in his own skin, the way his eyes seem to sparkle with a sense of fun and adventure? Then there's someone like Harry Styles, who defies traditional notions of masculinity with his fashion choices and his openness about his emotions. His appeal isn't just about his boyish good looks, it's also about his willingness to be himself, to express himself authentically, and to challenge societal norms. So yes, looks do matter, but it's not just about fitting a particular mold or ticking certain boxes. It's about being comfortable and confident in your own skin, expressing yourself authentically, and being able to tell a compelling story about who you are. But remember, these are just ideals. Attraction is complex and multifaceted, and it's not something that can be reduced to a simple formula. So don't get too hung up on trying to fit a certain ideal. Instead, focus on being the best version of you. It's easy for men to feel down when they hear about these ideals. Tall, fit, rich. These words could be a recipe for self-doubt. But here's the antidote to that black pill: a dose of reality. Imagine spending an hour in a bustling downtown square observing couples. What do you see? You might see average guys with average girls. You might see average guys with beautiful girls. You see, women don't view male attractiveness as a purely physical equation. Now let's break down what makes a man attractive beyond his looks. Confidence, for starters. A man who is secure in himself, who doesn't need constant validation, who isn't desperate for others' approval. That's a confident man. And there's something magnetic about that. Then there's mystery. A man who keeps you guessing, who doesn't reveal everything about himself all at once, who has depth. That's a mysterious man. And mystery can be incredibly alluring, but it's not just about being confident and mysterious. It's about being kind, being empathetic, being good to others. It's about having skills, having potential. It's about treating her with respect, treating her well. And it's about the little things too. Your sense of humor, your voice, your smell, your charisma. All these factors contribute to your attractiveness, and they're all seen through the lens of the female gaze. It's not just about what you look like. It's about who you are as a person. It's about the story you tell with your actions, your words, your behavior. So the next time you feel down about not being tall enough, or fit enough, or rich enough, remember this. You are more than your physical appearance. You are a complex, unique individual with a lot to offer. And that in itself is attractive. Your humor, voice, smell, charisma, kindness, skills, potential, and how you treat her and others all dictate how attractive you are through the female gaze. Here's a fascinating thing about the female gaze. It's like Play-Doh. What do I mean by that? Well, consider how Play-Doh starts off as a simple, unformed lump. It's not particularly interesting or appealing in its initial state. However, with time, attention, and a little creativity, that lump can be transformed into a myriad of shapes and designs. It can become a castle, a dinosaur, a flower, or whatever your imagination can conjure up. The potential is limitless, and the final product is often far more engaging and attractive than the original lump of dough. Now, let's apply this analogy to the female gaze. When a woman first meets a man, her initial impression might not be overwhelmingly positive. Maybe he's not her usual type, or perhaps there's no immediate spark. But just like that lump of Play-Doh, this initial impression isn't set in stone. It's malleable. It can be shaped and reformed over time. As she gets to know him, his personality and character traits start to shape her perception of him. His kindness, his humor, his passion for his hobbies, the way he treats others. All these factors can mold her initial impression into something far more attractive. She begins to see him in a different light, and what was once a simple lump has now transformed into something unique and appealing. This is the power and fluidity of the female gaze. It's not rigid and fixed, but flexible and adaptable. It's not solely focused on physical appearances, but takes into consideration the whole person and their unique qualities. It's a gaze that values depth, substance, and genuine connection over superficial attributes. So, if you're a man who's worried that you didn't make a great first impression on a woman, don't despair. Just remember the Play-Doh analogy. Continue to be yourself, show your true colors, and let your unique qualities shine. So remember, first impressions aren't everything. There's always a chance to shape and mold that initial image into something more attractive. So, what have we learned about what women find attractive? We've delved into the concept of the female gaze, which is much more story-driven and nuanced than the male gaze. It's not just about physical appearance, but the story you tell through your actions, your body language, and your personality. We've acknowledged that looks do matter, but they're not the be-all and end-all of attractiveness. We've seen that ideals of beauty can vary widely, and even if you don't fit the stereotypical handsome mold, you can still be irresistibly attractive to many women. We've also debunked the black pill theory. Women do not judge male attractiveness purely on physical traits. As we've seen, an array of factors come into play, including your humor, kindness, skills, potential, and how you treat others. Remember, attraction is complex and multifaceted, and the female gaze encompasses more than just physical appearance.